how's it going, guys? I'm Dan.
I'm Iris.
And this is Zen-Oh button. So today we have Vegito going up against Pan. This is the Vegito Energy Lock Battle Card Lock one that keeps them in rest mode and doesn't allow them to untap in the untap phase. I've played this deck before, probably about a month and a half ago at a locals, and it was like super unsuccessful. I saw a build on Super Players, and I saw the guy was running Objection, which I don't know why I didn't think to run it, and it runs a lot better this time.
As for Pan, I'm running a normal Pan build, just that I threw in a couple of cards from the most recent draft box set, like the 4-drop Majin Buu and the Vegeta card.
Yeah, and Topo too, right?
And Topo as well, which is actually really good in the defense stage, but you'll see later how it goes off pretty fast.
Yeah, it's running like the Familial Bonds engine, which is really nice for getting out, digging deep, Fearless Pan.
And the idea behind this is you pretty much, in this matchup, maybe want to go off pretty fast, just because when Vegito gets to 4 energy, he's going to lock every single one of your cards, except your leader card.
Yeah, and so first I start off by putting multicolor in rest mode. I'm still trying to figure out this deck and like how the best way to go about it. I know pretty much for the most part, turn 2 you want to get Objection off. So turn 4 you have that. Turn 3 you have the 4 energy, so you can do your leaders play and play the Goku and Vegeta, even if you don't necessarily have your opponent doesn't have 3 energy and you don't actually go on the Vegito.
So in this one, I only did a 1-drop Trunks without attacking, because the next turn I wanted to evolve it to Chain Attack, and so that he will not kill the 1-drop Trunks on his turn.
Yeah, because I'm going to swing no matter what just to draw the card. So here I just Objection. I think I put another Beerus down. Yeah, so I got pretty lucky in drawing 2 Beeruses. So turn 1 I had the untapped multicolor, but from then on I just kept putting Beerus into the energy. I think I just attack and I leave the 1 energy open. I can't remember. Unless I play the 1-drop. Like I said, taking a little bit of time to think about my plays, because this is only, especially with this build, I think this is the 2nd or 3rd match I've played with it.
So it passed, and on this turn I pretty much go off. So charged the 2-drop Trunks for energy, and then I evolved to Chain Attack, and then in here I did a Buu and then did Fearless Pan. You have to play Pan from the drop because of the Buu auto. So here I swung with Buu first because I'm scared he has a Nimbus, because he has a Blue Yellow untapped. So it looks like he doesn't have any.
Yeah, I think I just took it here. I didn't have any Nimbuses at the time. Like I said, these matchups are a little bit weird because we usually are kind of building each other's decks. And yeah, I went down to 3 here because I knew I could combo out of the last one. So I was just trying to build up my hand to make sure I had all the pieces for Vegito.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy that turn. I swung with 3 double strikes by turn 3.
Yeah, and the nice thing about putting cards into the drop, like the Fearless Pan, is it kind of has like a multi-purpose. Like you can use Familial Bonds, and you could also bring the Fearless Pan out, which is pretty nice. And here I'm doing my 4th energy.
So this is pretty much a turn where Vegito goes off if he has all the right pieces.
Yeah, and then you'll see I'm going to take back this energy because I realized I didn't put the Trunks that you want in energy. So no harm, no foul, because nothing else was played. But yeah, that Trunks is pretty integral to the whole Vegito process. Because you'll see when I bring it out, I'll kind of explain the whole combo. So I think right here I use the leader's ability, where if you have 4 energy, you can play 1 blue Goku 2-drop or less, and 1 yellow Vegeta 2-drop or less. And that's just to kind of give you the fusion fodder, or rather the Patara fodder to kind of make Vegito come out. So this deck does work. It's pretty cool. And here he awakens. He doesn't untap any energy. He just draws a card because you essentially get 4 free energy, up to 4 free energy of cards. But this deck's pretty cool. The only thing that it kind of struggles against is a lot of counterplays, because you can do those 2 counterplays, and they can play Denial of Hope or Vegeta the Cruel or something like that. So that's definitely, I think, something this deck would struggle against a lot, because if you don't get those the pieces out, you can't do this.
The Union Potaro.
Yeah, so got the sweet Vegito signed one, which is pretty awesome. So that puts all of the cards to rest mode, and they can't untap.
Except the barrier cards and the leader card.
Yeah, so here you're going to see how the Vegito goes off. I think I'm swinging at the Majin Buu, and I'm comboing 3 cards from the energy area. And this is kind of like a perfect setup right now, because I'm boosting him up to 60k. I can grab one back to hand, which I believe I take the Beerus, and then I play the Trunks. The Trunks draws a card, and you can play a card in energy mode. Boom, put the Beerus back out. So now I have another multicolor, and you can kind of start building up your energy again. Because I'm still new to playing this deck, but the biggest strategy behind it is knowing when to do the Vegito energy lock and when not to. So essentially right now, if you see the Pan player is at 6 life. So this is a good point because the energy won't untap, but if you awaken, you can untap, because if you read the card, it's just nothing untaps in the untap phase, or whatever they call that phase. So at this point, I don't want to allow Pan to awaken, so you see I pass without even swinging with the Trunks, which seems a little counterproductive, but I'm trying to maximize on the Pan not being able to untap and have as little energy open as possible. Because right now, I know she has no way to awaken. She just has 1 energy open, so I don't have to worry about too much.
Yeah, for this one, you pretty much can't awaken unless you have Diggin' Deep, but even if you have Diggin' Deep, you only have 1 energy, so you can't even use Familial Bonds or just hard cast him. I mean, sure, I might have the 1-drop Trunks, but I pretty much don't really want to tap out just for his next turn. So, like in this case, I literally just charged and passed.
Yeah, I'm just swinging, just digging for cards. I don't know if I have an objection or if that's what I'm digging for, because I'm trying to build back up. Because, for instance, right now, if I were to swing with the Vegito and actually combo with the energy, and that's also another important piece to know. It says choose up to 3 energy, so you can just swing with Vegito and use just a 30k beater. That's barrier. So right now, if I did it, I don't have any Trunks in the energy, so I would basically kill 3 of my energy, and I'd have 0 energy, and I'd only grab a Beerus back. So that would completely cripple me, especially when I'm not too confident I can win this turn. As there's a energy up, there's a Fearless Pan blocker out, and she has a couple cards in hand and 3 life. So yeah, I think right here we might have been discussing where I'm like, I don't think I actually want to attack and kill all of my energy and have nothing to play. So I'm trying to remember what I play here. I honestly don't really remember. So yeah, I think I just swing with the Vegito, just because whenever the opponent's at less than 4 life at this point, it's just like I'm just trying to get them down and waste cards or make her use the blocker.
I guess in this case,
what do you have? 2 chain attacks?
Yeah. 2 chain attacks. I don't think I...
Oh yeah, you use that.
So yeah, I use that so that I can draw off of it. I have an after image in hand, but I was kind of waiting in case he has another big play, since he's not... he still has 3 energy left, but I don't think he'll take out any big guys. His big guys are pretty much just the Vegito and the Trunks.
Yeah, and then so right there we're just looking at the cards. It was just sometimes when we're playing through fast, you'll play the double shot and then draw a card immediately, but that card doesn't play until the end phase. So that was just us, just going over the rules. It didn't have an effect over anything.
Yeah, it didn't have an effect because I drew into a Familial Bonds anyway, so it wouldn't have helped, honestly.
Yeah, plus I think you put the card back on top. So here I'm just trying to dig for pieces. Just trying to build up my hand, 'cause at this point I know I can't really play anything else big, and I have 3 energy open. And then I'm pretty sure, yeah, so here I probably should have been paying attention a little bit of what cards I'd seen, because as you look through, if you don't know what that Trunks future does, it's a 1-drop, you ditch a card, and then you can search for the 2-drop Vanilla Vegeta, and then the 2-drop Goku Sweeper, which is a self-awakener, and it sends a 4-drop or less back to hand, which is kind of useless right now. So if you saw, I ditched a Sweeper, and then I wound up only drawing into the yellow Vegeta, so that Trunks future card is really only good the first turn or 2. Once you start building up a hand, it starts losing value.
So in this turn, I can pretty much go off just because you didn't lock all my cards down. If I was able to go off, but I don't think I was able to go off this turn just because I have a really small hand size. I think I only have like 3-4 cards in hand.
Yeah, it looks like just chain attack, go 10 combo, and a familial bonds. But you could technically bring back a fearless pan, or
I could technically do that, but I don't think I did that just because I think he Nimbus this turn. So there's pretty much no point. I mean, in here I was like in a dilemma just because I was at 3 life, and if I took out familial bonds, it wouldn't give double strike to the pan if I awakened this turn, which is pretty much what I did anyway, just because I wanted some defense.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, you really didn't have any other choice. You could have brought out Digging Deep.
I was gonna combo here the fearless pan, but I think he Nimbus. So
yeah,
there's pretty much really no way to get around that. So yeah, I just did my best defense, I guess. So I did fearless pan here. I had 2 blockers. I know I'm supposed to play fearless pan first, but I pretty much forgot. So I searched for the 4-star ball first. But yeah, I did fearless pan, so I had 2 blockers out, and then I'm gonna draw off of Pan's ability, and then I think I was able to draw the 5-drop counter Vegeta there,
yeah,
which
I think that's
was
the last
really
card.
clutch.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna only awaken. I think I'm gonna awaken here just because I have nothing else to play. Really have a trash hand.
yeah. Plus, also, I mean, Awakening's not even the worst because I'm at 3 life. So if anything, the goal would be to get me down to 2 life, and then swing in with a double strike.
So yeah, at least I get to draw off of later because I really wanted to draw off of later. I don't know what I got. I think
you just
I drew the 1-drop trunks.
Yeah.
Yes, so I drew into the 1-drop trunks.
Oh, this is when I get up. We're filming with a DSLR camera, and basically you need to hit the OK button every 30 minutes. So we just had an alarm go off. That was pretty much it.
So yeah, I comboed the 4-star ball. He was able to out combo.
Yeah, because I think I had a pretty solid hand at this point because I never got hit with any
crits or double strikes.
No, I got hit with the double strikes, but I didn't get hit with any crits.
Yeah,
so I just let myself get down to 3 because I knew I was going to go off a bit this turn.
So I had 1 more attack left from the Nimbus. I did the 1-drop trunks. In this case, I did auto just because I have 2 blockers out and I have an after image, so I think I'm pretty safe. I also have the Vegito, the counter Vegito, so I think I'm pretty damn safe at this point.
And I think
he got comboed in.
Yeah. So now I'm slowly building on my energy. I drew into another Beerus. I got super lucky with the Beeruses.
You would say he's cheating.
So I think at this point, I felt like I was in a pretty good spot because I had 4 energy open. I don't know if you saw me combo with it earlier, but I run Gogeta Hero Revived in this deck because Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the sweeper, is a 15k, and then the yellow 2-drop Vegeta is a 15k. So those are actually Union Fusion targets because they need to have the same power. So I run 2 of those, and it's actually very useful. This deck draws a decent amount. The leader, whenever you attack with leader, you draw, and you draw a lot of. You can play a lot of like searchers, like that 1-drop Goku looks at the top 3 for a blue or yellow Saiyan. I run the Borgos, which draws you a card, and then the Trunks, which searches the specific sweeper and vanilla Vegeta, but that just helps thin out the deck. So at this, like I said, at this point I haven't really had any crit.
So I negated that. I mean, I didn't negate it. I countered it, and then I chose to give.
I think you minused it from the Trunks.
Yeah, I minused it from the Trunks just because I knew I had the Vegeta, and I would be able to pop the Trunks later if he swings 1 more time.
Mm-hmm. And usually you would maybe want to pop the 1-drops, but in this deck, you don't really need to. I don't know if bringing out 2 Vegetos is really worth it because you're not going to murder 3 of your own energy twice in a turn, and then 4 energy for a 30k attacker is cool, but not necessarily the most necessary thing.
So yeah, I'll combo the Trunks just because the Trunks is at 20, just because I after imaged it.
Yeah,
so I comboed with double shot, and then I drew a card.
Yeah, so at this point I have 4 open, and I'm like, alright, I'm just going to start digging through cards.
And I was waiting for him to just play one card, just because, you know, I have the 5-drop Vegeta, the counter. So
I draw Borgos, and then she just
I immediately did it, just because I'm scared he won't play another card.
Yeah, so that was the smart play, and that I went from I definitely have this game in the bag to like, oh shit. So even though I had other cards to play, it was definitely the smart thing to play it then, because I mean, who knew I was gonna play another 1 or 2 1-drops. But I mean, regardless, it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. It was just an extra, you know, 5k and a 10k.
Exactly.
I mean, 2 5ks. So
I'm tapped out at this point. I was kind of scared he was gonna maybe take out a 2-drop or something, but he didn't do anything. So
plus,
I saw 2 blockers.
Yeah, so
it's
I think
pretty
I had,
much.
Yeah,
I'm safe this turn.
Yeah, I had a Vegeta, I think, in hand, but there was no point to really go. So here's where, like, I got a little nervous. I think, yeah, I still have 1 Nimbus in hand. So actually, when I played the Nimbus the previous turn, I was almost going to ditch the other Nimbus, but luckily I decided to keep it because I was like, just in case I, like, don't win.
Which is pretty sad because I have a really solid battle area at this point. If I was waiting for a chance to combo out a Fearless Pan, just because I don't have a Fearless Pan in my hand, and I don't even have a Familial Bonds as well. So at that point I wanted to combo off at least 1 Pan, but he did Nimbus, so it's pretty much like you can't really do anything against that.
Yeah.
I can't go off this turn and kill him.
But regardless, Vegito doesn't really hold any... I don't have any way to wipe boards, so at this point I have a very menacing board to look at. I've used 2 of the 3 Nimbuses I run in deck, so... You know, this bought me 1 more turn, but essentially it was like, if I don't win this next turn, I'm not going to be able to last, because all it would take is her to bring out 1 Fearless Pan, and then I'd have to deal with, what, 6 plus 5, or 7 plus 5k double strikes, including leader. So I think here, yeah, you're just attacking and comboing double shot just to draw cards.
Yeah, at this point I was just comboing, just because he still has a really big hand, so it's not like I want to... I mean, he only has 2 life, but I knew I wasn't able to kill him that turn, just because he has more cards than I do.
Plus, it was Nimbus. Like, you couldn't even
and with
attack,
Nimbus,
yeah.
exactly.
So here is where the Gogeta kind of comes into play. I was thinking of, like, the best way to go about it, and I assume she had that Topo Negate in hand, which we played a couple matches earlier today, and she played the Topo, and it just stops your turn, and I knew I wouldn't have been able to deal with it, so I took a gamble, and I was just like, hopefully she doesn't draw the Topo off the next 3 cards. And pretty much when you bring out Gogeta, it's kind of game. I have the Gogeta out, I'm about to swing with the Vegito, and if there's no Topo at this point, then all the energy is going to go to rest mode, and I'm going to play the Trunks. And this is when I felt pretty confident I was going to be able to bring the Beerus back out. So now I have a 30k double strike, a 30 or 35k, whatever Gogeta is, and then the 30k beater, plus my leader swing. So... yeah,
and didn't even have 1 counter in my hand.
Yeah, so...
so it was pretty much game at that point.
Just another example of why Gogeta should probably be banned. 5 energy of just... especially, like I said, with the Vegito play, being able to rest mode all your opponent's energy and then bring out a Trunk. So yeah, pretty much there is just a scoop, because I think I went up to like 55 or 60 and I still had, 2 more attacks. So thanks for watching, guys. We have a couple other play matches we've been working on. We had U7 Gohan versus Pan, and we have a bunch of other decks. If you have any suggestions for matchups you'd like to see, please don't leave them in the comments. We have like tons of cards, so we can usually build most decks, and we like to make some jank decks as well.
So yeah, once again, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, comment,
and don't forget to press that Zen-Oh button.